Johnson in Atlanta. Miami with a 5-point lead over Chicago at the half. I don't know if this is going to hold up, folks, but whether it does or not, this is a huge night for the city of Miami, the first time they've ever hosted an NBA playoff game. Let's get more on that from Craig Sager, who is courtside at Miami Arena. Craig?
Well, thank you very much, Ernie. With me, one of the most rabid fans, a walk-on basketball player at Villanova, who has written articles for the NBA on hang time. He's an engineering major. He also happens to be the mayor, Xavier Suarez. First of all, from a fan standpoint, what about the first half?
I think we got 5 players playing, and at the beginning it looked like they only had Scotty really ready to play. Then Michael got into the act, and but our 5 players are ready to play. They don't seem to be awed by Chicago, at least not in this arena, with the noise we're making and the support that the fans are giving them.
Okay, as mayor, you've hosted Super Bowls in this city before. You have Major League Baseball coming. What does an NBA playoff game mean to this city, especially here at the arena?
There's nothing this intimate. I mean, people can see each other. They can relate to each other. The team, the faces of the players. You can see the strain in their faces, and you can see the smile of success when they score. And I don't think I've ever heard anything noisier than this. I guess it's the acoustics of being in an indoor arena. The people are very excited. This particular neighborhood is a very important one for us. It's Overtown. It's a symbol of the rebirth of one of Miami's toughest neighborhoods. And it's coming back, and the Heat are doing it with them and maybe taking the lead in bringing back Overtown into Miami's mainstream.
What about the success of the Overtown project? We know there's a lot of criticism at the beginning. They said this is not the place to put the arena.
That's exactly right, and I think the people that have that vision made the right decision, because there's been no damage to this facility at all. We've even had civil disturbances in this area. They've never done any damage to this facility, and they love the Miami Heat, and they love the urban renewal that's taking place around it. We have about 1,200 families living in the near vicinity, people of all ethnic groups and of all economic categories living in Overtown, which is a dream that people had in the past, but nobody ever thought would actually happen.
Well, you were the mayor today, but Steve Smith, I think, would get more votes tonight.
I think he would win tonight the way he's playing.
Let's go back to Bob and Dick.
Thank you, Craig Sager. And the Miami Heat have a 56-51 lead here at halftime. The Heat led by as many as 17. Chicago made a tremendous run in the second quarter, led by Michael Jordan. But nevertheless, the Heat has a lead at halftime. Most people didn't think that would be possible.
Well, Kevin Lockery wanted several things. He wanted to shoot 48%. They're shooting 55%. He wanted more rebounding. They're getting out-rebounded 24-17. He wanted to get to the free throw line. They've been averaging about 23 trips there. They've only got 13 so far this game. He also wanted to get the turnovers down. They only have 7. That's not bad. They're doing a better job handling the press because they have their one guy take the ball out of bounds. Their point guard takes the ball out of bounds. They try to get it back to him and have him bring it up. Sometimes it's been successful. Sometimes it has not.
So when Chicago's unleashed the Dobermans, the Miami Heat hadn't had to jump over the fence yet. Here are the stats. Michael Jordan, very cold start. Everybody started slowly except Pippen. But in the second quarter, Michael finally got here and loosened up and poured in 17. And there you see the shooting percentage.
Well, Miami has relied early on the shooting percentage, and it always falls off. So then you have to, you got to speak to your team, and you have to say, look, hey, you're hitting your shots now. That's great, but we got to get this done in the trenches. We got to play some good defense. We got to get on the boards. We got to take the ball to the basket. We got to get ourselves on the free throw line, and we've got to be very active in transition defense.
So both Pippen and Jordan with 19 first half points. The Heat with the lead, 56-51. Jordan's quick turnaround move over Brian Shaw.
Well, Bob, you know what they say, the 3 most important 5 minutes in an NBA game, last 5 minutes of the first half, first 5 minutes of the third quarter, and the last 5 minutes of the game. Chicago Bulls preach that. They believe it. Let's see what happens.
Brian Shaw looking for some help from Long. There's the give and go. Offensive foul on Grant Long.
Tough break. Made a good move. Call could have gone either way. Kevin Lockery, right attitude, staying with his team. He's done a marvelous job of taking a hands-off attitude, nice, easy manner with this team. Put an arm around them. They've responded. He likes the team.
10 to shoot for the Bulls. Horace Grant to Jordan. Big screen from big Bill Cartwright. Jordan with 23 and the first 4 points of the second half. It is a 1-point Miami lead.
Excuse me, Bob. I think you got to take your chances and switch out. You can't give the greatest player in the history of the game a wide-open warm-up jump shot. You got to get out and challenge.
Cycling into the paint. Good up and under move. However, Pippen comes away with a 2-on-3, and he'll hold it up. Bob Neal, Dick Versace with you from Miami Arena. The lob to Michael Jordan.
And you can't forget about the world's greatest player. You got to at least know where he is on the court. I mean, hello, timeout. Let's match up. Oh, wait a minute. Who am I guarding? Somebody's guarding this guy because he can do that. Whoa!
6 straight points from the Bulls. They were trailing by 5. They now lead it by 1, and it took a minute and 33 seconds. Miami certainly without the, no pun intended, heat that they exhibited at the beginning of this ball game when they started the second half.
Well, one of the things that you try to avoid when you get into playoffs, the season is so long, it is so arduous, it is strenuous, it is 100 games with exhibition, and you can't let your guys think about summer vacation.
Steve Smith being hounded by Michael Jordan. Smith, the rookie out of Michigan State. 10 to shoot for Miami. 6 on the shot clock. Shaw draws the foul from John Paxson and will go to the line. That's 3 on Paxson.
Brian Shaw did a nice job of trying to get his body in to John Paxson. He couldn't get by him. Paxson did a pretty nice job of shuffling his feet. But what happened was Shaw went in, dipped in, dropped his shoulder, and got Paxson to bite. Hit him on the arm. Me and my shadow. Look at this. Follow me. I'm going to go through the park. Now I'm going to go down here. I'm going to come up the stream.
Rice started very strong, had 7 in the first quarter, 11 in the game, and is only 4 of 12 now. Once Pippen got on track and started defensively better. They've got to have a big game from Rice because he's their offensive punch. Jordan with a 360, off balance, on the seat, rolling in.
Cryer, it lays up and cries and begs and drops.
57-59, Bulls now with a 2-point lead. Shaw. Miami now looking a bit flat, not getting back as quickly. Paxson with the miss, cycling to the rebound. Chance to tie on this possession.
This is that high pick and roll that gave the Chicago Bulls a lot of trouble in game 1. Nice pass Smith side.
And that came off the block. Grant Long got it in. Smith had his shot blocked, came back and got it, then made the big pass.
Stayed with it. He does a lot of good things.
Jordan, nice pass inside to Pippen. Long's got him, 10 to shoot. 5.
A wonderful patience. I mean, all you high school players out there, all you college players, all you other NBA teams, all you coaches, that is wonderful patience. Wonderful.
Take it in, kick it out, take it back in a step or two.
Bob, it's gorgeous basketball. I've been watching this team all year long. They're wonderful to watch.
5 to shoot for Miami. Rice eludes Pippen. He lost his shadow for just a moment. Tied at 61. Jordan ran into his own man.
Terrific help.
Shaw missed the jam. He was bothered by John Paxson.
See, Glenn Rice should have gone all the way down just in case. When I was a college coach, I used to give my guys $5 if they get the miss on a dunk.
Jordan is fouled on the shot. That would have really brought this crowd to their feet. John Paxson made a nice play to bother Shaw, and you made the excellent point. Where's the trailer?
See, always when you have a missed shot at the other end. Now, there's the steal by Ronnie Cycli. Brought the body across the lane. Nice little transition fast break here. Wide open for the dunk. Glenn Rice trailing. Glenn, watch now. Come on, Glenn. He might miss it, Glenn. You can be there to tip it in. $5. Monopoly money only.
Jordan at the line with 7:44 to go in the third quarter. Bulls now by 1. Michael had only 2 in the first quarter. Somehow, I knew that wouldn't last. He's averaging 39 a game in this series. Bulls by 2.
Cartwright is really more spiky, way off the block.
Grant Long. This is from three-point range. Jackson runs it down. Michael said before the game he didn't worry about playing golf down here because he was going to go home first thing in the morning, indicating a sleep, obviously.
The first 5 minutes of the game, did you believe him?
I kept believing all along. Jordan's made 12 of his last 15 shots. Chicago ball. The Bulls have a 4-point lead with 6:54 to go in the first half.
The 1992 NBA playoffs are brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, who proudly brings you Family Talk. Let's stop underage drinking before it starts. And by GMC Truck, the strength of experience.
She'll be crushed, but I need my space, my freedom. Just tell her.
Bob, I'm leaving you for an Anheuser-Busch wholesaler.
What?
Why don't you know what you've got till it's gone?
But we're so perfect.
Why ask why? Try Bud Dry. It's dry brewed, not watered down.
She'll be back.
To drink light, get satisfied completely. So while love isn't easy,
Can you get me some free beer?
refreshment is.
At GMC Truck, our only business is trucks. That has been for over 80 years. A dedication to truck strengths and values to keep in mind. Because when you need to haul something, tow something, carry precious cargo, find new trails, or simply ride high and proud, there's nothing quite as strong as a truck. GMC Truck, the strength of experience.
Inside your smooth-running engine is a torture chamber. And under these grueling conditions, only one leading motor oil in every grade meets the world's toughest requirements for viscosity breakdown. Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol. After all, why make things tougher on your engine? Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
The Bulls have outscored Miami 14-5 in this quarter. Bulls shooting 75%, Miami 22%. Jordan has made 5 of 6 in the quarter.
One thing disturbing me, Bob, Grant Long takes that long three-point shot. He's 6 for 22 on the year. That's 27%. I don't know if you know it or not, but on the Chicago Bulls roster, they designate certain players who are non-three-point shooters, mainly their big guys or centers. And any time in the basketball game that they take a three-point shot, it's an automatic $50 fine whether they make it or miss it.
Not a bad idea.
I'm not so sure they ought not do that with Grant Long.
6:54 to go third quarter. Bulls on a 14-5 run in the quarter. Lead at 65-61. Miami looking emotionally exhausted. Remember, it's their first trip to the playoff ever. That's 2 on cycling.
Number 4 running cycling is second.
Take a look at the GMC scoreboard, and Phoenix has now caught San Antonio. Phoenix looking for a sweep down in the Alamo City. San Antonio had led most of the first half, and now Phoenix has come back. We'll, by the way, have the Portland-Los Angeles game coming up on TNT right after this one with Pete Van Wieren and Hubie Brown.
For San Antonio's without Rod Strickland, without the great David Robinson, it makes it very difficult. but I believe it was enough pride for them to pull out one game in San Antonio.
Brian Shaw. Bulls lead it by 5. Steve Smith against Paxson. Rice all alone. Rebound from Grant Long, out of bounds. Chicago ball that went off the foot of Grant Long.
Well, that's a tough call. I don't know. There's 4 legs in there. Could you tell? Could anyone tell? You got 15,000 people. He had to make a call just because he's talking it over. He maybe thought it went the other way. Let's see. A lot of legs, a lot of arms. Looked like it might have gone off for Grant.
There you go. Off Long. Good call. Young official Derek Stafford making the call. And now a technical on Kevin Lockery, called by Derek Stafford.
Don't get another one, Kevin. Yeah, I think you got 3 officials here. They're all pretty cool heads. They're not going to give Kevin the second technical. They know it's the last playoff game, possibly. They know that this is an important debut for Kevin Lockery with his Miami Heat team. And these officials, at this point in the game, when these things happen, you'd be very much surprised at how much common sense they inject into the scenario.
Michael Jordan will shoot the technical.
I think that's one of the things that makes a great official, the amount of common sense that he has, knowing the situation. Jordan has added that little swirl to his free throw, that little extra swirl. 3 or 4 extra rotations.
What got Kevin upset there is Stafford had originally said that it was, now they've changed it back. The officials couldn't decide whose ball it was. They said it was Miami's, then Chicago's. That got Kevin upset, thus the technical. Now they've changed it back, and they give it to Miami after the technical.
But across the, wide open drive.
Shaw didn't miss the slam dunk that time, as he had on a previous possession.
Cost Kevin a point to find out, but it might have been worth it in the area of inspiration, if not perspiration.
10 to shoot for Chicago. Nice defensive play on the part of Grant Long as they're trying to get it into Horace Grant. 8 to shoot for Chicago. Heat trailing by 4. 5:55 to go in the third quarter. At the half, Phoenix now has taken the lead over San Antonio. We'll keep you posted. Jordan misses the reverse, but he's fouled as he gets into the paint. It's on cycling. That's his third.
Bob, that's a very tough matchup for Brian Shaw. You know, he's about 6'3" and a half. Jordan's a legit 6'6", with an astronomical vertical. Great speed, great reputation, greatest player in the history of the game. You got to give Brian Shaw some help. The guy has been basically trying to guard Jordan by himself. No wonder he has runs of 12 to 15 shooting.
You saw that our second game will be Portland and Los Angeles. The Lakers hoping to avoid a sweep. If Portland defeats Los Angeles tonight, it will be the punctuation of a season of adversity and tragedy for the Los Angeles Lakers, beginning with the retirement of Magic Johnson. It's been a tough, long year in Los Angeles. Here's that pressure from the Bulls. Get it in the hands of the forward. See, that's the problem. Now back to the guard. Just barely beat the 24 or the 10-second clock. They took 9 seconds to get it across the line. 10 to shoot.
The guard shouldn't be so quick to give it back to the power forward. Grant Long shouldn't be bringing the ball up the court.
Grant Long missing from the perimeter. Rice with a rebound. Steve Smith just pulls up and cans the three in the face.
Oh, what a stare down between Smith and Jordan. Oh, you could have zeroed in and seen that. Eye to eye, tooth to tooth, nail to nail, and the rookie nails it.
Jordan answers. That's a 2. 36 points for Michael Jordan with 4:57 to go in the third quarter.
Kind of snuck up on you, didn't you, that 36?
After he gets 2 in the first quarter. Rice is fouled by Pippen on the drive. Team foul situation. Heat with 3, Bulls with 1. 3-point field goals, Miami 6 of 12. Chicago's only taken 1. Look at this. Watch the stare down.
There it is. They got it. Look at this. This is gorgeous. You'll see these two guys for years to come in matchups that might be legendary in time.
Pippen with the personal. That's his 3rd. Rice had 7 in the first quarter, and Pippen has basically shut him down since then. He has 12 in the game now. Glenn Rice out of Michigan says the highlight of his young life is the '89 national championship.
And his favorite NBA city? Chicago.
I don't know if I want to announce that that's my favorite NBA
You're
city.
astounded.
Oh, what the heck?
From
It's
the
my
book of
hometown.
potpourri and ennui.
Not Detroit, huh? He's a Michigan guy.
Like Italian food,
Potpourri and ennui. Unbelievable. 68-71, Heat down by 3. 4:42 to go in the third quarter.
Let's see if they give him some help this time. A little late, but not bad.
Steve Smith. Cycli trailing along with Rice. Cycli with the offensive rebound. Shaw misses the 3. That's 14 3-pointers attempted by Miami in this game.
It's hard to live off the home run. It really is. In playoff time, it's even more difficult.
Good interior pass to Horace Grant.
I think this is an important trip for the Miami Heat. They have to take their time, make sure they get a good shot, not necessarily look for the home run. Good rhythm jumper, something inside, maybe a chance to get to the free throw line.
7 to shoot. Tough bucket by Grant Long. He has 12.
Well, that keeps the lead at 3. I mean, 3:37 left in the quarter. They got to be feeling very good about themselves, this young Miami Heat team.
Second personal on Rice.
No wonder Kevin Lockery likes this team. You know, you think that's not important, that the coach liked the team? It's absolutely vital. When you're going through 100 games a year, 10 or 12 exhibitions, 82 regular season games, 9 games in 14 days in 7 cities, sure helps to like the team.
Jordan got airborne, nowhere to go with the ball. It's Miami. Possession, trailing by 3. The big men for the Heat have to play a lot of minutes. Remember, Willie Burton is out. He's being treated for depression and is out on the injured list for the rest of the year, and it really hurts the depth for Miami.
Well, Willie, if you're watching, we wish you well. Come on back. You're going to be an exciting player in this league. Right now, Ronnie Cycli looks exhausted. He's had only 1 rebound in the entire third quarter.
2 fouls on Bill Cartwright. Only Chicago's 3rd team foul in the quarter. Cycli can't get it to drop. Here comes Pippen.
Settled for the fadeaway.
Jordan defends well by Cycli, but hands it to Bull 1A. Scottie Pippen. Pippen has 23.
I still like the poise of Miami Heat.
Nice pick and roll. Stereo.
Yeah, stereo. Whoa, beautiful, beautiful pick and roll. Nice poised play, good read, flip the screen. Give him some help.
Shaw got right in Jordan's face. The Heat with a chance to pull to within 1 or better.
This is known as hanging around in the NBA. Wide open on the roll.
Big board from Cycli, draws the foul, will go to the line. Let's look at the pick and roll again. This was beautiful.
Well, this was so beautiful it caused you and I to rave about it in unison. See how he slipped the screen, never really set the screen. Nice finish inside. Gorgeous basketball.
At GMC Truck, we've seen days like this for over 80 years. and have learned the value of a van that gives you the most room in its class. The added safety of four-wheel anti-lock brakes, the traction of full-time all-wheel drive, and the feeling of security that can only come from a van that's built as strong as a truck. Safari from GMC Truck, more proof of the strength of experience.
Bring the theater to your home with a Mitsubishi large screen TV or VCR from Wild West. We have Mitsubishi large screen TVs from 31 to 70 inches and VCRs with the fastest rewind time. Mitsubishi large screen TVs feature Diamond Vision for a brighter picture and longer tube life. Pay no money down and as little as $77 a month for a Mitsubishi big screen TV from Wild West. 2640 South Virginia in the heart of Reno, because we live here too.
Family after family made State Farm the largest insurer of cars and the largest insurer of homes. They made State Farm one of the largest and fastest growing of all life insurers, too, because families are discovering the best agent for their car and their home and their other precious possessions is a State Farm agent.
In Reno, see Clark Tinsley on South Virginia, Robert Harris on South Wells Avenue, and John Buccambuso on West 4th Street.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Bulls by 3 late in the third. Back to Miami in just a second. First, an update on Phoenix and San Antonio. They are at the half now. Tom Chambers back in the Phoenix lineup tonight. 10 first-half points. Walks the tightrope around Terry Cummings. Phoenix looking for a sweep at Hemisphere with a 53-50 lead at the break. Now let's go back to Miami to Bob Neal and Dick Versace.
Well, the same story here, Ernie Johnson. The Bulls are leading it by 3 with 2:08, easy for me to say, to go in the third quarter. And the Heat had led by 5 at the half. Chicago came out, and as Dick Versace pointed out, that very important first 5 minutes of the third quarter and got on a run, 14-5, took the lead back. They've held it ever since. But Miami refused to fold up, and they're hanging right in here.
And I think one of the things that's helping them is that they're getting to the offensive board. Miami's got 5 offensive rebounds, Chicago only 1, while at halftime, the Bulls had 11 offensive rebounds, and Miami only 2.
Cycli has yet to score in this quarter, had 10 at the half.
You know, there are things that you look for from your team that coaches refer to as hustle points. Offensive rebounds are included in that category of hustle points, as are steals, deflections, dives on the floor, taking the charge, good defensive plays, things that don't show up necessarily in the stats. But offensive rebounding takes an awful lot of extra effort, and the Miami Heat right now is helping themselves with it.
Now applying a little pressure themselves in the backcourt. 3 near steals, but it was deflated.
You know, prior to the game, I was asked, do you think that the changing defenses and the extended defenses that the Miami Heat throws against Chicago, you know, are they effective? I don't think so. I think they give up easier shots when they extend their defense, because this is a sage-wise championship team. Great shot by Glenn Rice.
Right in the face of Scottie Pippen.
It was just like a little lean back from deep.
Bulls lead it by 1, minute 24 to go in the third quarter. First playoff game in the history of the Miami Heat, and they are doing themselves proud against the defending world champions. Pippen on the hard drive, the kick out. Rice kept it alive for Steve Smith. Shaw draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
I was talking about the extended defenses, the half-court traps, the full-court presses, the different jump defenses that Kevin Lockery likes to use. Right now you see Scottie Pippen penetrating. Watch the effort here on the boards. This works because you slide in and create more white shirts around the ball. Steve Smith did an excellent job.
Horace Grant's first personal foul.
There is another reason that coaches go to these jump and extended defenses. Sometimes it just makes your players hustle a little bit more. And if you're going to go to it for that reason against this team, I think that's valid. If you go to it because you think you're going to fool them, not going to happen.
Final minute of the quarter as you look at Brian Shaw shooting his free throw. Askins checks in along with Bimbo Coles, and Steve Smith and Glenn Rice will get rest for the final minute of the third quarter. And the Heat has the lead by a point with under
There's
a
a
minute to
double
go.
team. Excuse me, Bob. The unpredictable trap. Kevin Lockley likes to throw this in.
Jordan's no-look pass deflected out of bounds. 7 on the shot clock for the Chicago Bulls. Coming up after tonight's doubleheader coverage, Fred Hickman will be joined by Glenn Doc Rivers live from Los Angeles on Inside the NBA. That's after our second game, which is Portland at Los Angeles. 7 to shoot for Chicago. 4, Jordan. Cycling on the rebound. Stolen by Jordan. Brian Shaw will be called for the foul. Cycling fell asleep on the pressure. Jordan and Pippen particularly are always patrolling the lanes. They remind me of German U-boats.
Well, right when you think he isn't, he is.
It's World War II all over
That's
again.
a good foul. Good NBA foul. Take away the shot, put him on the free throw line.
Your ship is sailing across the Atlantic and you don't know. Jordan with the free throw. Scott Williams is going to come in for the final 35.9. And Horace Grant will sit down.
He replaces Horace Grant.
Michael Jordan, 19 points in the first half, 18 in the second. Look at this dude. 8 for 14 and 6 for 10. Ouch!
Bulls by 1. A lot of parallels to these teams. Chicago only 1-9 the first 3 years of their Michael Jordan era when they came in. Chicago, a new franchise, had a terrible time getting on track, as did Miami. Bimbo Coles took the tough drive and took the hard foul.
That was a good call by Jess Kersey. I thought Derek Stafford had a real good look at it. He was silent, but Jess Kersey, the veteran, picked up the foul. I believe these two teams, in Michael's first year that they made the playoffs and the Heat's first year that they made the playoffs, I believe they had identical 38 and 44 records.
Bill Cartwright just picked up his 3rd personal foul.
Well, I don't believe that's a factor in the game at all. Phil Jackson just looked at his center position, figuring he has 18 fouls in there.
You know, if you count Scott Williams and if you count Will Perdue and Stacey King, who can play some center, and Bill Cartwright, technically you got 4 centers. I mean, even Grant can go in there.
Well, I think Phil Jackson does a masterful job of using his bench, much like a baseball team uses the bullpen. I mean, if he needs a left-hander, he goes to a left-hander. If he needs a short reliever, a long-distance reliever, a mid-reliever, and he gets good response from these guys. And because there's competition for that time, the performances that they give when they get out on the wood is usually excellent.
The Heat has taken a 1-point lead, 19.8 to go in the 3rd quarter. Heck of a performance by the franchise that's only 5 years old.
There's the trap again, the unpredictable trap. Now they'll try to slide back, match up and stay in the man. Getting the shot clock down.
4 seconds. 3.
Interrupt this last second shot.
Alan Ogg with the block. That'll end the 3rd quarter.
Look at Alan Ogg!
Bulls 79.
The happiest guy in America right now. Alan Ogg made a contribution. Alan Ogg, UW from Alabama, Birmingham, slides over, makes a great block, and celebrates it.
At GMC Truck, we've seen days like this for over 80 years. And have learned the value of a van that gives you the most room in its class. The added safety of 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. The traction of full-time all-wheel drive. And the feeling of security that can only come from a van that's built as strong as a truck. Safari from GMC Truck. More proof of the strength of experience.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Sinus Allergy takes on the toughest allergies.
This job's got to get done, even if my allergies are killing me. But Alka-Seltzer Plus works, even on my pounding sinuses. Stuff works as hard as I do.
Alka-Seltzer Plus, tough medicine for tough allergy symptoms.
breakaway. Look out.
It is from Kodak. It delivers the highest resolution, microfine grain, superior image structure, for ultra-sharp detail. It is called Ektar. Ektar Film by Kodak. The genius is in the details. Ektar Film now comes in a new cartonless package in 25, 100, and 1,000 speeds.
Manolo. With just his hands, he does the impossible. And with him, there's Sector. Sector. No limits.
When Billy Cunningham talks to the Miami Heat as an owner, he talks some experience, an NBA title as a player, another as a coach. Did you say anything to them about handling playoff pressure?
Yeah, I said to some of the individuals, but when you get to this level, you have to experience it firsthand. And, you know, the kids are playing pretty well so far.
Another quarter to go, possibly another game or two. Back to Bob.
Kevin Lockery told us, Craig Sager, that this is worth an extra 2 years playing in the league in terms of development for his young team to get even 3 games in the playoff. They're hoping to avoid a sweep here and get an extra game. That was Kevin Edwards from the corner for 2.
I'm surprised. Horace Grant had a very mild third quarter. He had 1 point. 1 rebound, 2 points, 1 rebound. He's a big part of their defense, one of their better shot blockers. He's been extremely quiet this game. He's a part of the Doberman defense, and he's kind of like an absent child today.
Pippen has not been absent, that's for sure. Craig Hodges comes in to give Michael Jordan a rest with 11:34 to go in the game, and the Heat leading it by 2.
Well, I don't mean to be cute, but I really look for Chicago here to turn up the Heat defensively. That is how they make their living. I know Phil Jackson's not happy right now with the way things have gone. Yeah, give the Heat a lot of credit for playing with a lot of poise, putting in some threes, and hanging in this game. But it's Chicago's defense that eventually wilts you.
Heat by 1, they've led by as many as 17. That foul on Cliff Livingston of Chicago. From Miami Arena, 15,008 packed in here for the first playoff game in Miami Heat history. Right after this, out to the West Coast, Pete Van Wieren and Hubie Brown will have the Blazers and the Lakers. Blazers hoping to sweep Los Angeles out of the playoffs. Phoenix trying to do likewise with San Antonio tonight.
Isolation for Kevin Edwards. Probably their strongest driver in the first few years of this franchise. That's how he made a living. That's how he stayed in the league. The DePaul product is not a terrific outside shooter, only an average outside shooter, and in this particular playoff series is shooting less than 400% from the field. However, he is a strong finisher. He has the best leaps of anybody on the team. And he is a guy that can cause some problems and get his team on the free throw line. You know, Bob, it's always great to get your team on the free throw line as early in the fourth quarter as you can. So when those fouls come, you got a chance to go to the line and shoot 2 every time.
Bulls have 2 team fouls. Miami 1. 11:05 to go in this ball game. Heat by 2. Pippen with a Williams pick. Pick and roll for Williams. Missed the lay-in. Rebound Edwards. Nice pass to Long. Good block by Pippen.
Should have dunked it. Should have gone right in and dunked it.
Hodges buries the 3. He's the NBA three-point champion. That surprises nobody.
How he makes his living. You got to know that that's what he likes to do, and you got to go at him defensively.
Haskins to Kevin Edwards. Pulls up for the jumper, but is fouled by Craig Hodges. Now that's one. Let him shoot it, because it's not his game.
Well, quite honestly, you got a terrible mismatch in there. for Chicago. Craig Hodges, yes, he can still hit some threes, but I mean, even his own teammates call him Highway 14 defensively. And if you want to get your team on the free throw line, and if you want to get some points easily, and you want to score points with the clock stopped, you get an isolation against Craig Hodges, and you can take him to the basket, you know, all night long.
This game is tied at 84. Let's talk about some significance here. Chicago's won the first two by 19 and 30 points respectively. Miami trying to stay alive here in the playoffs, and they're tied with only 10 minutes to go in the game. Hodges. This is from long range. Cole for the offside rebound.
Well, let's see if they take advantage of this Hodges matchup.
Rice backs off from Livingston. Throws up a brick.
That's an ill-advised shot. You got a terrific matchup you want to take advantage of. You got to start planning these things on your way down. If you don't have an easy transition basket, then you want to. Yeah, and really, it's the responsibility of the point guard or some leader out there to recognize that. And maybe Kevin's got it now. Let's see.
Phoenix up by 6 in the third quarter, hoping to eliminate San Antonio tonight.
Went inside the cycle.
Powerful move. He missed the jam, but will go to the line.
Ronnie Cycli has excellent footwork. He's been taught real well. Ron Rothstein did a fine job, you know, these first 2 years here, working with these guys, giving them, you know, the fundamentals. Kevin Lockery has done an excellent job working with them. Look inside here. He got a little help there from the left elbow. Bought himself a little space. Scott Williams doesn't have the reputation. Picks up the foul.
Take a look at the exhaustion on the face of Ronnie Cycli, and it's not just physical exhaustion, it's emotional exhaustion, playing the extra season, so to speak. And Kevin Lockery said he warned this young team. There are only 2 players on the team, Sundvold and Brian Shaw, who have any playoff experience. He said, I warned them about the incredible difference in intensity, but as Billy Cunningham said a few minutes ago, there's no way to talk about it. They have to experience.
And Billy really knows, and I think he's very proud of these young men, and well, he should be.
Heat up by 2. Pippen missed the jam.
Good matched up. You got a free one.
Hodges drains the 3.
See, there's never an excuse from a defensive standpoint, even when there's a loose ball, that you don't hustle back and get matched up. To learn that in 8th grade, to carry it over into high school, college, and NBA, it's crucial.
Bulls lead by 1. Rice into Cycli. He's got a mismatch down there with Pippen. It's a 3-point opportunity for Ronnie Cycli. He has 16 points.
Well, right now, the Miami Heat got a couple of good things working for them. Matchups where they can find baskets. That's one. The Kevin Edwards and Craig Hodges matchup is also one that they can take advantage of. But Hodges is gone, and his airness is back.
As is Bill Cartwright. 3rd foul on Scott Williams. He goes to the bench.
Well, Phil Jackson's punching all the right buttons. That's what he needs to do. He needs to bring in the veteran Bill Cartwright to play Ronnie Cycli inside. He needs to get Craig Hodges off the floor defensively, and he needs a superstar in the game.
Heat by 2. Livingston tied up by Cycli. That caused the steal for Cole. He's fouled at half court.
See, I'm not sure whether Kevin Lockery is going to these traps because he wanted to get higher energy levels out of his team, or he wanted to maybe just see if he could force the issue from the standpoint of not letting Chicago do exactly what they want to do. It takes them out of the triangles. They've just got to react to the traps. That time they didn't react very well.
Check this, Scottie Pippen with 4 personal fouls.
I don't think it's a major problem right now.
8:48 to go in the game. Cole's making from the line. Heat's up by 2. If you're Phil Jackson, of course he's concerned at any time. Livingston's going to the bench as Grant comes back in. When you start looking up there, Phil Jackson, does he start saying, wait a minute, these guys are hanging around a long time
Oh, I
tonight.
think Phil Jackson, in all honesty, Bob, felt that way from the start of the game right to this very moment. No coach stands on that sideline and looks at another team hang with his team, the defending champions, as long as they have and as proudly as this Miami Heat team has done, and not be worried about it.
Good ball movement. Jordan back in the game. threw Edwards away, takes it to the line, and is fouled by Cycling, who just picked up his 4th foul.
Oh, they got caught in the trap, and they tried to rotate out of the trap. There's the trap. Now they got to rotate back and match up. You see Long trying to go over there and match up, but then Jordan just easily got himself to the basket. Left Kevin Edwards just standing there.
Jordan 10 of 12 from the free throw line tonight. Bulls down by 2, 8:30 to go in the game.
Right now on the other end, the Miami Heat's got to come back, show some patience. They've got to handle this down-court pressure first.
Michael Jordan has 40 points with 8:22 to go in the game.
He wants a
50-pointer.
I can just feel it, Bob.
If that's Pippen, it'll be 5. It looked like he signaled 33. Let's hold it for a second. They're giving it to Cartwright, number 24. Looked like the 33 went up, and that would have been big.
Well, it's amazing. You can say casually, well, he's got 4 and there's 8 minutes and change left, and it's not a problem. Just as quickly, if he picks up the 5th with 8 minutes and change, it's a major problem if it's Scottie Pippen or if it's a Michael Jordan.
Now, Pippen looks very relieved at the line, and Cycley's been there a lot tonight. He is 11 of 13 from the line. This is one of the things that Kevin Lockery wanted to do, was get to the line more tonight, and they have done just that.
He's done a great job. I think his game preparation for this game, along with the psychological preparation, has just been excellent.
Edwards hit the floor, make it cold very hard, but he's all right. 2-point Heat lead.
Bring the help. They're going to need help here.
They brought the help. That was Long. Jordan had to give it up, but who did he give it up to? Scottie Pippen, who has a cool 27.
It's the greatest 1-2 punch in all of basketball. And that includes the playground.
Which really includes a lot. Tied at 91. Coles, nice job dribbling, gets it to Rice. Steps in over the triple team. In and out.
Cycling! Freddie Cycling with authority! Hello!
20 points from Cycling. This crowd starting to think they might have another game in Miami. B.J. Armstrong from the corner. That's a 3. That'll calm them down a bit. The Bulls have the lead by 1.
Well, B.J. Armstrong is their best three-point shooter. Bulls, not a good three-point shooting team, but B.J. Armstrong right around 40%. Very deadly from there. And that's the short 3, the cupcake 3. A short 22 feet.
Almost stolen by Pippen. Rice steps up.
Pippen blocked that shot from behind. Made a nice second effort.
Oh, mercy. 42 for Michael.
Yeah, Kevin wants to talk to the troops. You just can't let him wade through there uncontested. It's not a good sign if he's not played at all. Not only should he be played, he should get a whole bunch of white shirts around him, or you're going to be looking at that.
Showmanship, power, control, experience. What does it take to meet the challenge? The AT&T Challenge. Semifinals and finals on TNT. Some things were meant to fade.
Has the ball. He wants to drive down the key, but the defenders won't let him. He goes into the air. A fadeaway jumper. Oh, it's a beautiful.
And
some things weren't. Like Dutch Boy Satin Finish House Paint. Nothing resists cracking, peeling, and fading better. Nothing. So for exceptional durability, look to Dutch Boy. Because while some things were meant to fade, only Dutch Boy gives you the look that lasts.
Time for the Dutch Boy in the paint. Chicago out-rebounding Miami 38-33, but that's closer than the games have been previously. And Ronnie Cycli's been tough tonight. 12 rebounds, 20 points, 5 blocked shots. He has been a man in the middle. Let's talk about the team foul situation with 6:43 to go. The Bulls already in the penalty. The Heat only 2.
Well, you know, I talked earlier about the fact that in the fourth quarter, you'd like to get your team on the bonus as early as you can. The Miami Heat had an opportunity when they had the Craig Hodges, Kevin Edwards matchup to maybe get a couple of fouls by running a couple of isolations there. Now, I'm not saying they'd be in the bonus right now, but maybe they'd be one away from it. You certainly would like to have all of your fouls at this point in the game be trips to the free throw line.
And Phoenix out by 11 now in the third quarter, hoping to eliminate San Antonio tonight. There's that Bulls pressure defense. Cycling with help. Coles. What a struggle just to get it across the timeline.
12 on the shot clock. Haven't made an entry pass.
Now 8. Coles on the drive all the way. And the foul. Who would have figured the open lane to the hoop against the Chicago Bulls?
Well, quite honestly, on the weak side, Chicago just fell asleep. Bimbo Coles, nice little hesitation there, but no help side. Horace Grant stood and watched. So did Bill Cartwright.
Michael Jordan picked up his second personal, and Bimbo Coles, who, as I told you earlier in the game, practiced earlier this morning with a 100-degree temperature and has a very sore throat, but he's played big here tonight.
And Bimbo Coles, one of the hardest working members of the Miami Heat roster, shows that he's got a little something extra right now. 6:25 from the field in these playoffs.
9:96, 6 minutes to go in the game. Armstrong open. That was an excellent defensive run there.
Pat on the back to Kevin Edwards. Kevin Edwards leaped up with that leaping ability and caused B.J. Armstrong to rush the shot, causing it to go off the back of the iron.
Cycling. Misses down inside. Power move into the paint. He has 20 points tonight, but not this time. Tied at 96. Jordan in the paint. The turnaround spin move. Oh, mercy. He has 44.
Well, Kevin Edwards turned his head after he went up and got into the chest of Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan slipped by, and he was wide open in the lane.
Chicago by 2. Jordan with the steal. Pippen.
Michael Jordan just has wonderful anticipation. What he does, Bob, is he lays back and he shows you a distance. And you look and you say, he couldn't make up that distance. I can make that pass. And then he closes the gap in an extraordinary fashion, almost getting steals at will.
We have a timeout on the floor. The Bulls now lead it by 4, and Michael Jordan has been patrolling the defensive lanes all night long.
Do you remember that story about the 3 bears? This was too big. That was too small. And finally, something fit just right. Like the new J30 from Infiniti. Now that's my definition of luxury. It's a car you just slip right into. And live happily ever after. Infiniti. Makes you want to take up driving again, doesn't it?
Family after family made State Farm the largest insurer of cars and the largest insurer of homes. They made State Farm one of the largest and fastest growing of all life insurers, too, because families are discovering the best agent for their car and their home and their other precious possessions is a State Farm agent.
In Reno, see Paul Quillisi on Vassar Street, Nancy Jones on California Avenue, and Rich Hasselkus on Sierra Highlands.
I've been selling car stereo for over 16 years, and during that time, one brand has stood out from the rest, Kenwood Car Stereo. Kenwood Car Stereo cassette decks start as low as $199. And Kenwood CD players start as low as $378. And Wild West will install your new Kenwood deck or CD free. Come to Northern Nevada's largest Kenwood car stereo dealer today. See and hear the difference from Kenwood from Wild West, your hometown stereo store. 2640 South Virginia Street in the heart of Reno.
Let's see why Michael Jordan's able to make this steal. What he does is he shows, I'm inside guarding the post, and he gives it a distance for Bimbo Coles to throw the ball inside to Glenn Rice. And Coles thinks, I can make that pass easily. No human being can make up that distance. Nah.
Bulls by 4. 4:54 to go in the ball game. Defense's stand is needed by Miami. Eight to shoot. Jordan, 44 points in the game. 4, 3. With 2 to go, Jordan goes to the line. That's the third team foul on Miami. Coming up right after this one, the Portland Trail Blazers hoping to close out the Los Angeles Lakers. And let's look at San Antonio and Phoenix tonight. Phoenix also trying to advance in the second round. And it's a reasonably close game. 7-point lead in the third quarter.
That prediction's looking pretty bad right now. You got a difficult choice, Bob, when Michael Jordan has the ball with the shot clock running down. You can square up on him, and you know you're susceptible to the drive. You back off of him, he's hot from the perimeter. The only other choice you got is to send someone else and make another Bull player take the shot. I think the Miami Heat waited too long.
46 points for Jordan. 4:32 in the game, and the foul on Chicago with the pressure. The Bulls on a 6-0 run.
See, anytime a team presses you, you want to punish them for pressing you. Best way to punish them is to get the ball into the hands of your best ball handler, get a little water bug, or get your best player out there with the ball, break through the defense and break them down, and take little short shots at the other end. Little rhythm jumpers, finishing layups. Try to get out numbers at the other end if you can. But if you're going to just walk the ball up, play patty cake with it, you're at best going to be looking at a 14 number on the shot clock. Not good.
Big free throw miss here for Grant as the Bulls have taken a 6-point lead. The Miami Heat led this game by 17 in the first half. You've noticed that for most of the ball game, Cycli and Long have to play many minutes. They just don't have any depth that they can count on up front.
But give them some credit. They're playing full court pressure, trying to make some things happen, trying to maybe have someone else shoot the ball, but it's not working. This is too smart a basketball team.
The next 2-point field goal for Michael Jordan will give him 50. Bulls by 7. Shaw on the drive. Good ball fake and the reverse.
I think Brian Shaw, before it's all said and done, is going to be a welcome addition to the Miami Heat roster.
Jordan with the double team inside to Cartwright all alone. Grant sticks it back. Cycli gets his miss.
Well, not bad. A nice early double team saying, hey, we want someone else to shoot it.
Glenn Rice. That's a 2, and it's a 3-point game with 3:34 to go. The Heat not out of it yet. Chicago turnover.
Well, that was a tough choice for Scottie Pippen. He threw that long diagonal cross-courter to Horace Grant. Too high. Really should have put the ball in the hands of B.J. Armstrong. Tried to break down the press. The middle is wide open on the Miami press.
Steal by Grant. Pippen to Armstrong. And he'll go to the line as Shaw fouled it. This, by the way, is the first time the Miami Heat has ever scored over 100 points against Chicago.
Well, we talked about hustle points. We talked about offensive rebounds. And how about deflections and steals? Now it's just a matter of making a good choice at the other end. Yes, Michael Jordan. Double yes. Loves to see his teammates involved.
has a luncheon appointment in Chicago tomorrow. Doesn't want to stay over if he can avoid it. Heat trying to make him miss that appointment. Bulls by 6. 3:11 to go in the game. Cycling sees that it's open and crosses the line himself. Smith. Cycling knocks it loose. Long down hard. He'll go to the line. That's on Cartwright.
Pretty quick shot by Steve Smith. A lot of time left in the ball game. No need to get too excited here. He didn't really have a good long look at it. No really, not really a good opportunity for any offensive rebounds on that, Bob. I think he got just a little excited there.
Cartwright just got his 5th foul with 3 minutes to go in the game. Right after this one, out to Los Angeles, Trailblazers and the Lakers. And Long has hurt this team from the free throw line. I guess he's just exhausted. We saw the other night, I did the Boston-Indianapolis game, Indiana game, and Boston and Indiana missed 31 free throws, and they're the 1st and 3rd best free throw shooting teams in the league. And Miami is right up there. They're tied for 3rd in the league.
Tied for 3rd with Indiana, but you know, it's a strange game that you play when you get into the playoffs. There's a little thing called Ms. Rudolph's monkey paw, and that puts a lot of pressure on you.
Bulls by 5. Pippen's pushed and misses the layup. That is he was in the act of shooting, but the Heat are now over the limit. 4th quarter, San Antonio, Phoenix by 7. And Cycli now has 5 personal fouls.
As the line, Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen with 29, making 30 points tonight. Michael Jordan with 48. I add that up to 78 points between the two.
Well, see, what you don't realize with this team is because they're so workmanlike. They do things in a calculated fashion. They are very, very precision-like in what they do. They are very unemotional. There's not a lot of French pastry on the things that they do. They play great defense. They create extra opportunities, extra possessions, and eventually it wears you down.
Just like that. Now 11 seconds on the shot clock for Miami. 2:38 to go in the game, and the Heat having trouble getting any kind of look at the basket at all.
If I were to say one thing to this Miami Heat team, as we see Glenn Rice,
that's a pretty good look,
find himself wide open for a nice, easy dunk.
It's only a 5-point lead with 2:32 to go, but the world champion Bulls have defended a lot of 5-point leads in 2.5 minutes.
I started to say, if I was going to say something to the Miami Heat, you know, you've had a great year, you've learned a lot of lessons, but understand this, if you ever want to sniff at an NBA championship, it's got to be done defensively.
Rice got a monster pick. He was just knocked loose by Grant. Big offensive board by Pippen. New shot clock for the Bulls, up by 5.
There's that wonderful leadership from Michael Jordan saying, let's eat some time up.
And I'll get the bucket in the paint.
And I'll make it half 100. Or as we used to say on the playground, half a rock.
Half a rock for Michael tonight. 111-104, 153 remaining in the game. Miami Heat came in here tonight for their first playoff game in their team's history. They believed they could win, and for 3 quarters, everybody in this building believed they could win. 6 on the shot clock for the foul.
There's the wonderful leadership of Michael Jordan telling his team what to do. Let's eat up a little clock here. Let's make sure we get a really good basket. And you know what, guys? I'll do it. Hello.
You know, with the 3-point shooting ability of this Miami Heat team, I'm not going to be the one to say it's over yet. Only 7 points down, 141 remaining.
Well, I look for Kevin Lockery to take this game out, to use his timeout, to set up his 3-point shot plays. He's got good 3-point shooters. Maybe play a little offense, defense. Do anything you can to take the game out. Try to stay in the game. Give yourself a chance to win down the stretch.
Cycli has made it a 5-point game with 1:41 to go.
Right now, it's Bob. It's all about stops. They need a stop.
There's the trap. Got there very late.
You want someone else to shoot the ball.
Pippen.
You don't want this guy to shoot it, and you don't want Michael to shoot it.
6 on the shot clock. Michael's going to shoot it. And drain it. 52 for Michael. 1:19 to go. Bulls by 7. Rice from 15 had the double clutch. Rice gets it back and gets the bounce. Still 5-point game. Minute 6 remaining. Chicago with 3 timeouts and a 20, and Miami with only their 3 fulls remaining.
Major stop for the Miami Heat.
Loose ball foul Chicago.
There it is. Major stop.
Oh my.
Full foul number 33, Scottie Pippen.
You're going to be begging us to stop here if the Lakers can put up some kind of heroic battle against the Blazers. Blazers up 2-0 in that series. That's right after this one. We go out to the West Coast. Pete Van Wieren, Hubie Brown have the game for you. And Long, who has struggled from the free throw line tonight, he's only 2 of 4 there.
Right now, Kevin Lockree's got to be thinking, do I want to be in this trap? The Bulls have been able to handle the trap. Long has been devastating on the free throw line. It would have been a situation where if he'd have made his free throws, we might be looking at a small Miami Heat lead right now. But when they get to the other end, it's crucial to make someone else shoot the ball. Not Pippen, not Jordan.
Bulls by 4, 47 seconds. Armstrong and Grant had it 2-on-3. Armstrong now used some time and a quick whistle and the foul on Grant Long. That's his 4th.
Penalty.
Long is simply exhausted.
You had 2, maybe 3 possessions left, Bob, and that's kind of an early foul there for such a good free throw shooter. He's almost a 90% free throw shooter. Maybe they'll throw the ball away. Maybe they'll miss a shot. Now you come down, score, hit a 2 or a 3. You have a 2 or a 1-point game. Instead, you're going to be looking at a bigger deficit.
Well, the Miami Heat, 40.9 seconds away from seeing their first trip to the playoffs end. Michael with a chat with Glenn Rice here saying this is how it goes in the playoffs, young man. Michael and Glenn Rice are bumping each other, and Michael sneaked in to the line.
Well, he really set up Steve Smith. He got in that little bumping match with him and got the inside position for that famous dive to the free throw line by Michael Jordan.
In civilized society, any grouping lapse can result in a mortifying loss of station. But with Right Guard Sports Stick, one gets maximum protection. Well, off to the Foxes. Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Sinus Allergy takes on the toughest allergies.
Yard work makes my allergies go crazy. But Alka-Seltzer Plus works great. Even relieves my watery eyes. Good thing. It's a big lawn.
Alka-Seltzer Plus, tough medicine for tough allergy symptoms.
Growing things and making your place look great is supposed to be fun. Your helpful hardware folks at Ace are almost right next door. Always ready to help with great values on just what you need. So do it once and do it right. Another reason Ace is the place for you.
Some things were meant to fade, and some things weren't. Like Dutch Boy Satin Finish House Paint. Nothing resists cracking, peeling, and fading better. Nothing. Dutch Boy, for the look that lasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, feast your eyes on the elegant new J30. A classic luxury sedan in an infinity kind of way. A driver's car with 2 airbags, soft leather appointments, and tasty wood. Hey, pal, don't you even think about it. The new J30 from Infinity.
Watch the veteran Michael Jordan set up the rookie Steve Smith. He's talking to him, chatting with him, making him forget about what his defensive assignment is. Now he says to the ref, all of this is a con job, because what Michael wants to do is take that free pass to the basket in case the free throw is missed. That's unbelievable. All the way to the end, he's working every single edge that he can get.
1:15-109 Bulls, 40.9 seconds remaining in this ball game. Well, the Miami Heat step ahead of the other expansion teams, Orlando, Charlotte, and Minnesota now, with their first trip to the playoff games. And Lockery said, of course, we wanted to get a playoff victory, but even being in the playoffs is certainly worth not getting in the lottery. He thought it was very important for this franchise.
I totally agree with him. There's nothing like the playoffs. They say there's two great times to coach in the NBA, playoffs and training camp.
Glenn Rice looking for the three. That's a two. He stepped on the line.
What a beautiful stroke. Challenge, but cover the backcourt. Everyone stood around celebrating.
Jordan has 54. Lockery gets timeout with 16 seconds left. Bulls by 6.
If you're into looking good, get into Bud Light. The clean, fresh taste won't fill you up, never let you down.
You know you got it right, 'cause everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Everything else is just a light. Everything else.
With a luxury car like the new J30 from Infiniti, you may be expected to drive with a certain decorum in public. What you do behind closed doors, however, is your own business. The new Infiniti J30 makes you want to take up driving again, doesn't it?
Ronnie Cycli's natural proclivity is to go to the boards. He's going to go to the boards. No one is going to cover the backcourt. Everyone goes to the boards. The basket goes in. Now they're kind of standing around celebrating. But what about Michael Jordan? Look at him all by himself. He looked like the lonesome end in football. Paid the price.
Michael Jordan, 54 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals. He had only 2 points in the first quarter, and then some great balance. This crowd with a round of enthusiastic appreciation applause for the expansion Miami Heat.
Well, I'll say this. The NBA is alive and well and healthy in Miami.
And Stroud drains it. It's a 3-point game with 11.4 to go. They may have more than appreciation applause here with a turnover. The foul on Jordan from Long. With 9.5 to go. Now Steve Smith is chatting with Michael.
See, that's what we talk about when we talk about finishing a game, taking it out. You want to always try to take it all the way out, right to the last second, because what you do is you prepare yourself for games that you're going to pull out on occasion because you never quit. I really like the way the Miami Heat has hung in there. This crowd is so proud of this team right now, but the Chicago Bulls have the killer instinct.
Michael Jordan has made his last 12 free throws in this game. He's 15 of 17 from the line. 55 points. I was in Cleveland when Michael Jordan scored his career-high 69 last year.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Bob. I mean, it's been a quiet 55. I think I really mean that. It's been a very quiet 55.
I got to remember that. A quiet 55. Only Michael Jordan.
Reminds me of that. I can't drive 55, and how'd you get 55?
If it makes you nervous to have someone my size in your face, now you know how your kid feels when you're in his.
Popular Mechanics gave it the 1992 Design and Engineering Award. Popular Science gave it the Best of What's New Award. Yet it's not mechanical. It's not electronic. It's a tire. Goodyear AquaTread, the all-season radio with a major difference. Aqua Channel, the advanced deep groove design that channels water away as you drive. AquaTread, only from Goodyear. It's another reason we say the best tires in the world have Goodyear written all over them.
What you feel for the sport, we feel for the shoes. K-Swiss, crafted with passion.
Well, it's about everything you can expect except a victory. And what this franchise will learn is after a couple of years, close won't be enough.
Well, I think they got to be very proud of what they did today. Most people didn't expect this.
119, 114, 9.5 seconds remaining in the game. The Miami Heat, when they started their franchise, decided to build through the draft. 8.6 left, instead of trading draft choices to get some veteran players and win more early. Charlotte went that way. Miami went with the draft, and they are the first team to make the playoffs, as Phoenix is leading San Antonio in the fourth quarter.
Well, you know, you pay the price on the front end, or you pay it on the back end, and they decided to pay it on the front end. They went 0 for 17 in their first 17 games. That was a tough sting.
Grant Long threw up the prayer, and the Miami Heat's first trip to the playoffs.
Give them a lot of credit, Bob. They hung in there. They gave us a basketball game.
Bulls win it by 5 behind a quiet 56 from Jordan.
Shirts. Beware of the man who says, "I'll give you the shirt off my back." Chances are it's not a Dockers shirt, and therefore of no great loss to him, nor of any particular gain to you. Nobody does shirts like Dockers.
We exercise, we eat right, we even quit smoking. So, hopefully we're going to live longer. Maybe a lot longer. Then one day it hit us. Have we saved enough to live to be 80 or 90 or maybe even 100 years old?
The 1992 NBA playoffs have been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers with that clean, crisp, cold taste. Nothing beats a Bud. By Infiniti, who invite you to guest drive their full line of performance luxury automobiles. And by Dutch Boy. Year after year, Dutch Boy paint has the look that lasts.
The Chicago Bulls have eliminated the Miami Heat. The defending world champions win it in 3, 119-114 here in Miami. Our player of the game, well, this was a tough call. Michael Jordan with a, as Dick Versace said, a quiet 56 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, 20 of 30 from the field, and a nice conversation with the rookie Steve Smith. We're going to have a conversation coming up in a few minutes with Michael. The Blazers and the Lakers are next. From Miami, for Dick Versace, this is Bob Neal. So long, everybody.